Welcome. This is a Between Brothers podcast where we bring you real talk, authentic takes, and laughs on sports, pop culture, and life. I'm your host, the Duke of Gonzalez Lando, in the building, along with my brother, the Chancellor of Charisma, Zero, celebrating another win. His team somehow pulling wins off week after week. How's your week been?
It's been all right. First week starting at the new job. It's been pretty cool. I went out, did some termite treatments. Yeah, termite treatments seem pretty easy. So got no issue with that. Um, Went and did some houses the following day. So we did treatment termites on Wednesday. Went and treated homes on Thursday. Um, it still felt kind of weird because I'm spraying houses but not having to take a billion pictures. It's like, damn, that's pretty freaking refreshing. But what this job has showed me is that the previous job don't want to spend money on anything because the stuff that they said we didn't do that we couldn't do at my previous one, we're doing we do at the place that I'm at now. Um, but other than that, everything else been pretty standard. So it feels pretty good to um end the chapter there at the previous place. Like start anew. There's like still a couple familiar faces that were there that were from the previous company, but all in all, it's still yeah, fresh start feels really good. And
Cool.
other than that, Mets pissing me off because they lost today. They lost today, so they got eliminated. Yeah, the Reds would have got in win or lose. So the Mets disappointed me, and Pete Alonso is opting out, so he's going to be a free agent. Saying we're going to have to replace a first baseman, and we need to work on that goddamn pitching. But hey, it is what it is at this point, right?
Yeah. Um, so my week has been um pretty decent. Like nothing to really report. Um we was cooking pretty much all day. So I watched the Ireland game, and then I didn't watch any of the 1 o'clock games. And I watched the Ravens Chiefs game, most of it anyways. Um, and you know, Worthy is starting to develop. Mahomes finally had, a solid game or a really good game, 4 touchdowns, and it wasn't like no cheap touchdowns like Aaron Rodgers with his 4 touchdown performance earlier this season against the Jets. Um, so yeah, no, it was did cook some. I was in the kitchen most of the day, went grocery shopping. Then went grocery shopping, made Philly cheesesteaks, then made curry goat for dinner, and yeah, man, it was an okay game. It was an okay day, and in week, like I said, nothing too crazy or fascinating to report. So yeah, let's get into it. So we've had a week in sports of people doing, or I guess saying, idiotic things that just don't make sense. C to a E has got to be the strangest dude. Because I remember Ryan Clark said some stuff about like how he's built, which didn't make much sense because most quarterbacks ain't really like ripped or anything like that. So I don't know why he. And then the quarterback that he played with his whole time with the Steelers, anyways, was wasn't well built at all. So he made fun of Tua about his size or his midsection, which was weird on Ryan Clark's part. But Cam Newton criticizes. So Tua gets on the podium and says it's easy to talk about it sitting from the couch. Like anybody from the street. You're talking about Cam Newton. Now, people was like, oh, I'm with Tua. Cam wasn't all that great. Even my supervisor said, why is Cam? This man said out of his lips, why is Cam Newton qualified to talk about football? He only had one good season. I said, I need you to look at every season before his shoulder injury. I need you to look at the numbers. Every season before. Were they winning a lot? No. Look at Cam's numbers and tell me he only had one good season. And in the one good season he had as a professional is one of the most historic runs of all time. This dude has 2 historic runs in his career. How often do you see that? So, like the closest thing to that would probably be Joe Burrow, but he was an MVP the year he went to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, I can understand if it was me talking about it. You have a former Heisman Trophy winner. You have a former, so he's done what you've done because I think Tua's won a Heisman, right? Or is it just national championships? No, his teammate, one of the receivers, was it Waddle that won the Heisman?
Devontae Smith.
Smith won the Heisman. I knew it was somebody fast. So you're national champion, so is Cam Newton. He has a Heisman, something you don't have. He has an MVP, something you'll never have. He has a Super Bowl appearance, something you'll never have. He's never had the talent at wide receiver that you've had. He's never had the talent that. No, I shouldn't say that. Running back talent, probably about the same.
How long did he play with Steve Smith?
I think a year, maybe 2 years. Yeah, he didn't play with Steve Smith for long. Because I remember he said that he was like, because what was it? Was it year 4 when he went to the Super Bowl? Yeah, 2015. So it was year 4 that he went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So yeah, Steve Smith was gone by then. Okay. So at most he played 3 seasons, but I think he only played 1 or 2 seasons. So, and even as great as Steve Smith was, if you're going to compare like pure talent, Steve Smith and Tyreek Hill, who would you rather have? just off of talent alone, most people picking Tyreek Hill. Now, as far as their total body of work, you're probably going with Steve Smith, um, but they're probably both about the same size, right?
Yeah.
I think Steve Smith is like listed at 5'9", and Hill is listed at 5'10", but they're about the same size. So
They said 3 years: 2011, 2012, and 2013. So
okay, yeah, because I know he had mentioned that he wished he would have had Steve Smith when they were winning. But I get it. I get why Steve Smith made that transition. But like, he's never had the wide receiver talent you've had. Running backs are about the same. He never had a great offensive coach. He did all this with a defensive minded coach, by the way. You have what everybody everybody was saying before you came along, was one of the greatest um, offensive minds in football, and now y'all offense can't get off the ground, and is mostly your fault. And you have the audacity to talk about Cam Newton again. I'm not gonna sit here and act like Cam Newton should be like put on a pedestal like Tom Brady, but to say that it's got to be the CTE. It's got to be the CTE effects setting in, because that just doesn't make any sense. Why would you say that in front of reporters on camera? And people was like, oh, last time Cam Newton and Tua went up against each other, Cam Newton went 5 for 21. And I'm like, if you watch Cam Newton in his prime, would you take Tua over him?
you know the answer to
Like,
that.
why are we talking about this? Like, we got to stop acting like Cam Newton was just some slouch. Yes, towards the end of his career, he wasn't very good. Cam Newton, Cam Newton was running over and dragging linebackers into the end zone. Every time Tua runs into a linebacker, he's doing the drunken monkey fist.
Man doing the 5 style fist. The spiritual kung fu ass niggas.
Dude stiffening up, looking like Plank from Ed, Ed and Eddie. That guy's the one you're saying, yeah, it's easy to just click on the TV.
No, how many times you made yourself click on that TV? You trying to take on a linebacker.
Ask how many. Matter of fact, every time I click on the TV, you getting knocked out. And it's just like the man. It's not like this guy doesn't have credentials. It's not like this is like a Dan Orlovsky talking about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I'm not saying Dan Orlovsky's not a good analyst, but it's not like he didn't have a great NFL. He didn't have a good NFL career. You know what I'm saying? Let alone this guy who's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. First ballot, most likely not, but probably should end up being in the Hall of Fame because of what he did when he was in his prime. He was one of the best quarterbacks in football. One of the most talented quarterbacks in NFL history. That's that guy you're talking about, who took a nobody team to a national championship, who took a nobody team to a Super Bowl appearance, won one, lost one. If he actually had a team around him, he probably could have stayed healthy. You got a team around you, can't do nothing with it. The team said they believed in you. They threw you a bag. They threw Tyreek a bag to make sure that you had the best available talent. Offensive line was good. Put really good running backs. You had a complete offense with one of the best offensive minded coaches in football, and you just didn't want to learn how to slide. Preposterous. What do you think about his comments?
Like, I wonder if he felt that that was the most intelligent thing that he could say at that particular point. Like, you don't know who Cam Newton is. Mm, it- It's like you want to deflect. I get it, but with a guy who's played the position before, you know what? You know what I wonder? Would this be the same conversation if Tom Brady said those exact same words? Like, would he open his mouth and say would he open his mouth and still say it's easy for you to do this say this from your couch, or would it be like, it's Tom Brady, he's the greatest of all time, so I can take what he's saying into consideration and things of that nature? Would it be the same? Would you have the same energy for Tom as you did for Cam?
I want to actually go a step lower because Tom Brady is the greatest. So there's a level of respect that everybody's in reverence that everybody's going to have for him. Like, no matter what Michael Jordan says about anybody, nobody's going to go at Michael Jordan and say that he don't know what he's talking about, right? If it were Dan Marino, because I want to, like, all right, this is a guy who had success in the NFL for a long time, long period
Made
of
it to
time,
Super Bowl.
made it to a Super Bowl, never won MVP, I don't think.
He never did.
Um, you know, had a long, excellent career, one of the best throwers of the football of all time, but doesn't really have a ton of accolades behind him. Would he be saying the same thing about a guy like that?
More than likely not. Well, he might watch what he says, because using Dan Marino as an example, him be especially with him had played for the same team that you're on right now. Yeah, I think he would have watched what he said.
Okay, let's take it down. Let's take it down a step further then. Jim Kelly.
Yeah, because
You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who was great in his time. I'm shoot. How many quarterbacks in the AFC was better than Jim Kelly in the '90s, late '80s, early to mid '90s? Who would you put over him in the AFC?
in the AFC, just
Probably
Dan.
just Dan Marino.
Yeah, maybe John Elway.
Oh yeah, and no, Elway certainly. So he's probably the top 3 to 5 quarterback in the conference during his time. Top 8 to 10 quarterback during his time.
And that's funny. They all came from the same draft class, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh wow, I didn't know Jim Kelly was in their draft class.
hmm I think he was the third quarterback taken.
Oh wow. Dang, and all of them struggled to win Super Bowls. Two of them never won one, and the one that did win one was when the team wasn't put on his back anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or how about this guy around the same time frame? Andrew Luck.
Mm. Yeah, would he?
I just think that I just think that he has an issue with anybody talking about him. But for some reason, there's certain players he likes to go back at.
Mm.
And because it's not like nobody's ever criticized him. So why was it Ryan Clark as well as Cam Newton? And also, why are the reporters only bringing up certain guys to him if they're not bringing up the other analysts that have criticized him throughout his career? Because this, like I said, this isn't a Colin Cowherd or Nick Wright talking about you. This is, like I said, from 2011 to 2016, 2017, you could say he was one of the 5 best players in football. Not even just quarterbacks, one of the 5 best players in football. Let's not act like let's not act like he didn't have a dominant rookie year. He came into the league snapping.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's the
what's
first quarterback since Peyton Manning to throw for 4,000 yards, and he wasn't known for his passing.
first quarterback in NFL history to start his first 2 games throwing for over 400 yards. It's like stop playing with him like he ain't that guy.
Yeah.
Not, but it's all because it's really because folks have an issue. It seems like folks have an issue with Cam, like how he goes on the show and he's so outspoken, but they still hold it against him for not diving for that fumble in the Super Bowl. I think people still hold that shit against him, and that's why it's like people don't really look at him favorably. That's just how I feel about that. It's like, they only
You,
mention Cam.
you know something, I want to believe that could be it. I really do want to believe that. But I just remember like people that I know, they pick and choose, right?
Mm.
So I'm going to give you an example. There's a guy, he posted about Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather. So this Caucasian guy was like, Floyd's a piece of crap, this is that and the other. And I'm like, and it was a Caucasian guy. I said it's of no surprise. The one guy who's rooting for Conor McGregor in this list or in this thread is the sole Caucasian guy in here. So then he goes into this whole thing talking about his family is black. He got adopted by a black family. I don't know why people lie, because when you looked at his profile, he had no black people in any picture of his. So let's just get that out the way. Then, like, where's your brothers and sisters? Where's your adopted brothers and sisters? So then he was like, I hate Floyd because he beats on women. All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. My favorite fighter is Mike Tyson. Now, Mike Tyson has always like said he was innocent for this.
Mm.
But Mike Tyson did have not only domestic abuse um, issues in his career, he also lost 3 years of his career due to being convicted of assaulting a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon is begged here, sir. So it's just like people pick and choose what, like for certain people. So it's just like one, you're lying about everything. Like, you know, say I've caught you in 2 lies. Because if it was about assaulting women, then Mike Tyson wouldn't possibly be your favorite fighter of all time.
Mm.
And then you said, I was like, yo, bro, I just looked at your whole profile. You ain't all the pictures you got with other people with white people. But you said your family is black. You were adopted by a black family, but you got no pictures of none of them in there. And it's not like all his pictures was of his girlfriend, him and his girlfriend. He was single, and two, then none of the pictures he had with other people were with women. So it's just like, bro, like you on social media lying for what? So it's like one of those things where it's like people will pick and choose, like using Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather once again. Conor McGregor talking crazy and was wild disrespectful to every single person. The fans loved it. Floyd Mayweather was nowhere near the level of disrespect Conor McGregor was. Nowhere near the level of disrespect for Conor McGregor was. They said they hated him for him talking trash. Somebody said they hated him. Somebody I know said that they didn't like him because he made all this money and he never learned how to read. What the heck that got to do with you?
You know how to read, it ain't got no money. That's your problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said, bro, if you asked me, Trey, I've been able to read since I was 2 years old. If somebody was to tell me, hey, look, I'll give you Floyd's wealth if you trade your ability to read fluently, I'd be like, yeah, change my family's life for generations. Yeah, right. Take all that.
Shit, what's it called? I'll pay a tutor to help me read.
Well, that's what he was saying. He was like, oh, you. I'm like, bro, like you sound foolish, man.
Like,
You
it
sound
bother you that
foolish.
much? He know how to count though.
Man, these people, there's poor people out here, and he was burning $100 bills at a strip club. Again, I don't know, it's similar to like me not liking Kevin Durant, but I stopped liking Kevin Durant because he was being a whiny baby all the time. Y'all are picking the craziest stuff because he burned dollar bills.
Say, nah, the burning the dollar bills remind them of when they came home and their wife ended up burning the chicken. It's like, God damn it, man, I was hungry. Why aren't you paying any attention? Folks, like you said, they pick and choose what they want to be mad about. Like, why does what Floyd does with his money, like the the great American philosopher Jay-Z said, "What you eat don't make me shit."
Yeah.
It's like you really need to evaluate what it is that you got yourself, what you are upset about. Like, it doesn't make any sort of sense. Like, he really lives rent free in your mind that much for you to just dislike this man for anything.
And then they'll say, "Oh, I didn't." Some people be like, "Oh, I didn't like Floyd because he was boring," but then they also hate Deon. They also hated Deontay Wilder, who's knocking everybody out.
You can't win.
Oh, I don't like Deontay Wilder because he don't have no boxing skills. But you hated the most skilled boxer of all time, or one of the most skilled boxers. How does that work? For me personally, because of how I see people in boxing groups, I think it had everything to do with race. I don't know if that has anything to do with race when it comes to um, Cam Newton. I would just like to see if anybody can seize this, show me material in which Tua is in the news going back at a Caucasian player who's criticized him, or former player, former athlete who's criticized him. Because there's many who have.
Yeah, it's like for you to foolishly say what you said, like you don't know who this man is or what he's accomplished. It's like dude made it to a Super Bowl, had one of the greatest seasons of all time, 45 touchdowns. They have 45 total touchdowns, and you still have yet to make it past the first round. Let that sink in.
You've yet to string together 2 consecutive wins after the month of November. I might be
Yo,
exaggerating that.
I was about to say he the new Tony Romo, ain't he?
Oh yeah, it was like Tony Romo. It was like always like 1-3 every December or something like that.
Yeah, that dude cannot win after
He
December
was like
1st.
1-3 or 0-4 every December. Crazy work, man. But
But
yeah,
at least he did what he needed to do during the first 3 months of the season.
yeah. I remember they said every year under Tony Romo, I think the Cowboys what what the streets called perfectly mid. They were 500 every single like one. I don't know how it worked, but it was like they went 8-8 just about every year, except like one year they went like 12-4, and then another, and then one of those years that he was there, they went 4-12 or something like that. It was something crazy. Like they literally finished over his career at a 500 win percentage. So did you see the stat of the San Francisco Giants over their last 500 games? They're
Yeah,
250 and
I
2.
saw it. I saw it. Yo, that is the definition of mid.
Bruh, they need Barry Bonds back, dog. They need Barry back. But shout out to Cam, man. Call out the nonsense. I
Yeah.
don't agree with him saying that Jalen Hurts wasn't a top 10 quarterback. But when you look at Jalen Hurts' stats, even though they winning, it's hard to say, bro, it's wrong, yo.
Yo. And that's it. That's gonna be the thing. It's
Dude
like,
throw up for 115 yards a game, yo.
and that's gonna be the thing. It's like, well, they winning. It's like, is it because of him or in spite of him?
Bruh. I mean, it's really because of him. He's made plays in the clutch. But it's
but
just like,
but I did like
bruh,
what they did.
bruh.
I did like what they did with the tush push. Like
I don't know.
instead of uh instead of him plunging into the line, he faked it and handed it off to Saquon Barkley. He just walked in for a touchdown.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was yeah. They lined up for the tush push and he handed the ball off.
Wow.
So everybody was waiting for it.
Hey man, it's like that's like a shoot, dang. That's a good fake. I'm
Yeah.
surprised they been haven't done that. Yo, Green Bay is trash. They're
You said
losing to the
what?
Cowboys right now. They were up 13-2. Now it's about to be 16-13 going into halftime. Pathetic. Anyways, so from one goof to another, I'm gonna stick to the NFL. Tony Gonzalez. Did you hear what he had to say about Russell Wilson?
No, I heard what Sherman said about Russell.
Richard, that's another goof. Like, y'all still mad about that Super Bowl? That was Pete Carroll's call. That was not Russ's call. And it was a great defensive play. Y'all acting like Russ. I mean, the ball was a little inaccurate, but it wasn't. He probably should have threw it into the guy's body. versus, leading him a little bit. But it was a heck of a defensive play that led to the interception.
The
So it's
fact
just
that the
like,
both of them
bruh,
collided and he was still able to catch that ball is fucking ridiculous.
I'm like, I really want to know what Russ is like. If Russ is really out here acting like he was the man or something like that, because it's just like Richard Sherman is the only person I've heard really speak about him in a negative way frequently. Like I know Marshawn Lynch is like, oh, he a cool dude, but he ain't like somebody I would hang with, which makes sense because Russell Wilson has been the more clean cut guy, and Marshawn Lynch is one of the most hood dudes in NFL history. So it's like I get that, but like Tony Gonzalez said on national TV, he believes Russell Wilson might be the first player of all time that's played himself out of the Hall of Fame. So, like, there's been plenty of quarterbacks. Almost every quarterback has played poorly towards. Matter of fact, Tom Brady is the anomaly. Every quarterback, as far as like the Hall of Fame, the legends, the greats, they've played poorly. I shouldn't say Tom Brady because Drew Brees wasn't bad when he his last couple seasons, but he wasn't the same Drew Brees. And see, neither was Tom Brady. But like Peyton Manning got benched for a guy I can't remember his name.
Brock Osweiler.
Dude was named after a medicinal mushroom. He got benched for a medicinal mushroom.
Yeah, how you get benched by a guy whose name sounds too close to ashwagandha?
That's exactly how I'm
Hey, yo, put in ashwagandha. He's what you mean to my tea? No, I mean put him out on the field. It's Osweiler.
Bruh.
You sure about that?
That's who he
Like,
got benched. He got benched for a guy who was who he played for player the next year.
yo, what's it called? Johnny Unitas played for the Chargers. What's his name? Like that
Did you
clip.
watch Ben Roethlisberger's last like 2 or 3 years? Pathetic. Pathetic. And Russ this year has been absolutely pathetic, and the end of last season. Let's not act like Russ didn't play well the first half of the season when he ordered his first half of the season after he came back from the calf injury. Let's not act like he wasn't playing well under Sean Payton. They just benched him to save money.
It's like, I was like, how do you feel about
Let's not act
the
like
way Brett
Nathaniel
Favre?
Hackett.
How do you feel about Brett Favre's final year? How bad he played? How his arm started deteriorating the further further the season went on. It's like, yeah, if you could vote somebody out of the Hall of Fame after that comment, I'd be like, Tony,
Yeah, Tony got
yep.
to go. Let's vote you out of the Hall of Fame for having horrible takes. Let's vote you off of TV. That's what we need to do. If Jimmy Kimmel can get canceled for what he said, Tony Gonzalez should be able to get canceled.
Canceled, fired. It's like, no, no, wipe
He
the
needs to,
slate clean. We don't even know this nigga's still alive.
bro. Like I'm like, why would you say that? And then it's Richard Sherman's nonsensical stuff. Oh yeah, you left Seattle. You thought like, oh, I'm gonna leave my own team because you were the man in Seattle, and kind of like look at you now.
Yo, what he said
But didn't
about,
you do the same thing?
but we ain't gonna talk about that though.
And weren't you trash at your next stop too?
But we're not gonna talk about that though.
What are you talking about? And how can Richard Sherman didn't play himself out of the Hall of Fame?
Yo, because I think I sent it to you. It was on Instagram. and what's his name? Um, Richard Sherman. I think the Giants were about to play, and yeah, it was when the Monday night. I think it was
Yeah,
it's either Monday night or Thursday night.
Thursday.
And he said all that shit. And he was like, he hadn't really been good since the Legion of Boom. And then Rob Parker was like, this is why they need to have journalists up there. Yeah, they need to have journalists or reporters up there when they were doing when they were doing the analysis or whatever they were doing,
Bruh,
because nobody on that panel was going to call him out. He was like, did they forget that I think he went 11-5 and
he was
12
an
and 4.
MVP candidate his last season with Seattle. Or might have been, no, not the last season because he had the hand injury, the year before. He was an MVP candidate. What are you talking about?
But somehow, some way, he wasn't good with, like, you really try to make it seem as if you are the sole reason as to why Russell
I
Wilson.
don't think he's trying to make it seem like the defense was the reason why they won, which it was. It was. Russell Wilson was very Tom Brady-ish in the Super Bowl runs that they went to, where he was virtually a game manager. But then when he got the keys to the city, if you look at his numbers, he was playing elite football. What are we talking about? This revisionist hater history is madness to me. So this is why we have this podcast. Real talk and authentic takes on sports, pop culture, and life. That's why that's the tagline. Because we can't allow these things to be said and be silent about it.
Because it don't make no sense. Why would you open your mouth and say that? Like, niggas can't look this shit up. And that's my biggest issue. Niggas act like you can't look this shit up. Like, we're just supposed to take you for your word because you Richard Sherman? Nah, we seen it with our own eyes.
Yeah, we seen you be nothing but a cover three corner. You like, look at my numbers. Okay, let's look at the numbers.
It's like,
Because Russell Wilson's last season with the Broncos, he got benched for multiple games and had the same numbers as Patrick Mahomes. And he was benched for the last 3-4 games.
yeah, for money reasons.
So I'm just saying, like, no, I'm just saying, I'm not saying like he was benched and that was a bad thing. I'm saying his numbers equaled Patrick Mahomes' numbers, and he still had 3 games left.
And somehow,
So
some
he
way.
could he literally was on pace to be a 38 touchdown, 10 to 12 interception guy his last season with Denver.
But somehow, some way, it's like he was nothing without a Legion of Boom. But Tony Gonzalez, he played himself out of the Hall of Fame. Like,
He said
so
he might have been the first player I've ever seen play himself out of the Hall of Fame.
so you mean to tell me, because of how his stuff is ending, because how everything is going now, that completely erases what it is that he's accomplished before then? He's like, does he not remember that it's about your body of work?
He had 2 games left. I'm sorry. So Seattle, his last full season with Seattle, which was post Legion of Boom, career high in completions, complete career high in completion percentage, career high in touchdowns. 40 touchdowns, 4,212 yards, his second best passing season as far as total yards are concerned. Russell Wilson, as bad as he's played these last couple of years, is top 5 all time in passer rating. This is the guy that's played himself out of the Hall of Fame. So he was so good, as abysmal as he's been the last calendar year. He's still top 5 in passer rating all time. That's playing yourself out of the Hall of Fame.
Of course.
Like, this is why Rob Parker is correct. That's why you need a balance. And I know when Ryan Clark called old boy out, Schrager, I think, he was like, this is just like that you didn't play. And then I know JJ Redick was when he was on ESPN, he was like, oh, this is just evidence that you guys didn't play, like them saying, and we all know because we never saw them play. Mad Dog and Stephen A. And it's just like, yeah, that's why you're here, because they didn't play, and we need the balance.
Yeah.
This is why we need balance. And we also need reporters who ain't going to be scared to call these guys out on nonsense either. That's another thing we need. That's probably why I'm never going to be on TV. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like, this dude got one more time.
He got one more again.
Because y'all are really out here trying to y'all really trying to give revisionist history about these things. I said, I remember Russ's last full season, he was an MVP candidate. I remember that. And that was post Legion of Boom. So it's like, bro, what are you talking about? On to another idiot. Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson is an idiot for one reason and one reason only. This dude finally gets on a diet plan, sticks to it, loses a bunch of weight, and he's not an idiot for losing a bunch of weight. He's an idiot for I said one reason only. It's actually 2 reasons. It's actually 2 reasons. The first reason, because he said, man, it feels good to feel good again. Bruh, the media, that former players, everybody's been telling you to get on a diet since you were drafted. I haven't felt this way since college. High school, college. You were bigger in high school and college. I remember going back and forth with people saying, yeah, he has potential to be a draft. He's probably going to be a bust. And people was like, oh my God, do you not see that? And I was like, it has nothing to do with his talent. His body is going to be an issue in the NBA. He's not going to hold up to 82 games a year. He has to lose weight. He has to lose weight. He never lost weight. Matter of fact, all he did was pick up weight. Every year, this is the first time, every season, they've oh, Zion looks like he's in shape.
Yeah.
And it's because you can see a little bit of definition in his tricep. And it's like, okay, what's going to happen? Then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, his weight is an issue. If Luka was actually athletic, he would have the same injury issues.
Mm.
Zion is so explosive and so dynamic as an athlete. That's why I knew he was going to have injury issues. From when he was in high school, I was saying this about him. I'm like, yeah, that guy, he's just too big. He's too big and too explosive. He needs to slim down. I was like, he needs to be like how Charles Barkley was, prime Charles Barkley. Man, no, man, yeah. All right. I wish I could see those guys now. That I love when people argue me to death about things they don't know about. And then I end up right. Love those people. They always disappear when it's time to collect. But the other reason is your size, your girth is the reason why you were so dynamic on the court. So you went extreme with the weight loss, and now you look like a small forward.
But it feels good to feel good.
But it feels good to feel good. You want to know why you want to feel good? Because your guarantees end after this season. This dude is only in it for the bread. I ain't mad. Make your bread. But stop acting like you care about the game, dog. You had a triple X star going crazy over you on Twitter. They had to block her on Twitter how much she was harassing you. Because you don't make good decisions. You didn't make good decisions in your love life. You didn't make good decisions in your diet. You didn't make good decisions with your career. You've not made any good decisions. And even now, like I said, because he looks like I'd say he probably needs to get down. I think out of high school, he was 285. I'm like, yeah, he needs to get down to like 260, 250. I don't know how much he weighs, but like I said, he looks like he's closer to 230. It's like, bro, that's now you've gone too extreme. You just needed to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds max. And people are talking about, and then also I hate and the idiots on social media. Oh yeah, look at him. He's been on Ozempic. Do y'all not understand how professional athletes are the way they are? This was a pro athlete. All he needed to do was get into a diet plan. That's all he needed. Everything else was going to take care of itself. Somebody said he looked like the dude that played the damn dude from Captain Kirk, the Somalian, the I'm the captain now dude.
It says that his current weight is 264.
Why does he look so slim then? Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe when I was seeing him, he was like 310 and he dropped 50 pounds. Because I'm like, yeah, this dude look like he's lost 50, 60 pounds. So he might have been 300 pounds. Man, bro was out here like tractor trailer, dog. Bro was out here like tractor trailer, dog. Like that is insanity, man. And yes, there for the youngsters out there, there was a man. I don't know what his real first name was,
Robert.
but his last name was Trailer. They called him Tractor Trailer, and when he was drafted, he was nearly 400 pounds. Solid player, a good rotation player for his whole career. Zion, Jeff Teague said this, and I didn't even think about this because I'm like, yeah, he's made over $100 million, $200 million as an NBA player. He could have been got a nutritionist, could have been got a personal chef, could have been like, it's your job to take care of your body, right?
Yeah.
Jeff Teague said this, and I was mind blown that I didn't think about this. He said, bro, you came into the league with a Jordan deal. So, like, he came into the league with millions of dollars, like LeBron. LeBron, on the other hand, put the money to his body. There's claims that LeBron has said that this is a lot that, or has like insinuated him spending $1 million a year on his body and health is a lie. He's insinuated that because he said he doesn't know where that number came from. Like it's like how he said it, it sounded like it was an outrageous number. Like I don't spend nowhere near that kind of thing. Which, to be honest, I'm trying to think of how you could spend $1 million on health and wellness every year. Not like, I mean, I don't want Dame Dash to say that I'm counting men's pockets. I just want to know what's the process of that. I'm like, there ain't enough performance enhancing drugs that should cause it. I'm not, don't jump on me. I'm not saying LeBron's on PEDs. I'm saying this not if that's the most expensive thing I can think of that he may be taking.
Like personal chefs, masseuses.
That can't, bro. You might pay. Yeah, I guess if the chef travels with him, I doubt that because they wouldn't even let him bring cookies on the plane when he was in Miami.
So this random nigga could get on the plane, but my cookies can't get on the plane.
Bro pull up a whole dynasty over chocolate chip cookies, man. Hey, LeBron, chocolate chip cookies my favorite cookie, man. I'm a cookie connoisseur. Chocolate chip is the best cookie of all time. No debate.
But dog,
I would have left the team for the cookies too, dog. I don't care. He still turned around and won 2 more rings. So, you know what I'm saying? Not 4, not 5. He was right. He did not win 4 or 5. He told y'all the truth. Look, we not getting 4 or 5 or 6 or 7.
No, I know what I'm gonna get.
Oh man. What do you think about Zion's transformation, man?
Yeah, I think I'm just hoping that it actually helps with long-term health, like physically on the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. It does look weird, but it does look weird. He does look like abnormally slim. Well, I was looking at a couple of pictures. He does look abnormally slim, but it's like it just reminded me, like you said earlier, about this about his body transformation because they see a little bit of definition in his forearms or in his triceps.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, when it comes to him and any other player that may have lost weight or may have gained muscle, it's so fucking annoying that it's a topic of conversation. For him,
Bruh,
I
like
get it.
Luca was on the front of a magazine over there.
Like with
Oh
him,
my
I
God, an
understand.
NBA player is in shape.
Yeah, it's like to with Zion, I understood because
Explanation at 6.
you said what?
I said explanation at 6. like,
Yeah,
like.
yeah. It's with him, I understood because it's like the dude was a heavy set guy. He was busting out of sneakers. It was like
Once you bust out of your sneakers, it's time to lose some weight.
it's like it wasn't the court, it was you.
Yeah.
It wasn't
No,
the
they blame the
shoe, it
shoe.
was
They blame
you.
the shoe.
It wasn't the shoe, it was you. It was like, but what's it called? Like other thing, like they said Steph Curry is like Steph Curry's been in the gym. He looks like he's building muscle because they got a picture of him and his arms look more defined. It was like
He's picked up some weight. He's picked up
it's
some
like
muscle.
it's like okay, is that really a topic of conversation? Or even I
Bro,
think it was last year they showed Zion wearing a sleeveless shirt, and it was like, check out his body transformation, and it was just him
Bruh,
holding a basketball.
I remember you saying he don't look no different.
Yeah, he didn't. It was like, okay, he was holding the basketball. I think he like grabbing a rebound. It was like, look at his body transformation. There was nothing that
Now
transformed.
this is a body transformation.
Like
He don't even
when
look like the same person.
like
I did not know that was Zion Williamson when I looked at the pictures. Like initially, I'm like, why they got this African dude posing as Zion, saying
yeah,
he's Zion? I was like, oh shoot! I went on
like
his Twitter page or his Instagram, I think it was. I was like, oh, that's really him.
yeah, like Mac Jones. And they said, yo, check out his body transformation. And it is like, yo, he's like, he looks like he's in like extreme shape heading into the season. You want to know, this nigga's picture was him wearing an oversized shirt. You didn't see what his body looked like at all. It was just a wet, oversized shirt. And you talking about, oh, he's like, look at his body definition. No, we're looking at a guy wearing a wet long sleeve shirt. He didn't do anything to his body. He just
Yeah,
wore a bigger shirt in practice. Like, what are we
yeah.
talking about?
He also proceeded to do nothing on the field that season too.
It's like he, like he got cut. He got cut before his rookie deal was done. Like, come on, yo. Like chill out. Or no. He got traded. He got traded. Yeah, he had Jacksonville traded for him. I don't know why, but that's neither here nor there. It was like when they showed his picture, and it was like, look at, he's like, he lost a lot of weight. He's got himself into shape for the upcoming season. It was like, how do y'all know? He could have been wearing a hoodie for all you care, and body still looked the same. Y'all ain't got proof. Y'all just see a wet shirt. It's like y'all sound dumb at this point.
I hope this is good. I would like to see how he looks on the court. That's what really matters. Is not how he looks physically. It's how he looks on the court. Because the dude, when he played and he was healthy, was a force or is a force. Is he gonna, with all the weight loss and stuff like that, is he still gonna be that force on the court? Because when he plays, the Pelicans win. They have a very high winning percentage. And that's what the Pelicans have been looking for and have needed. And he's just done nothing but collect checks from these guys for 7 years. And it's just one of those things where it's like, and but like it's just so strange, like you said, when you see these people that like they put these body transformations up. Luka just recently, Jokic, I think the last year, the year before, and it's just like, why is this news? Why is this, oh, an NBA player is in shape? This is news.
Like
It's
that should be the standard. You're a fucking NBA player. Like you play in a long grueling season. You would think that you would be in shape. Like this is part of your fucking profession, and the fact that you finally getting into shape is news is crazy.
yeah, like, because like, and the funny thing is, I've heard this is why, even though he's my favorite person on sports TV, this is why Stephen A pisses me off. Because he has mentioned multiple times that Kawhi Leonard should retire. He never had none of this energy for Zion Williamson. And Kawhi actually had real injury problems. Kawhi never cheated the game. And this is the thing this is the problem I have with a lot of these journalists or these sports people. They don't, again, this is the Between Brothers podcast where we give you authentic takes and real talk. So let's be authentic and real. Why is it that you would critique? You said about Kyrie Irving, let's keep that same energy. You said about Kyrie Irving, oh, he don't want to work. He don't want to play back. He just wants to collect his check. And is that not what Zion Williams has been doing? Is that not what Ben Simmons has been doing? But I've never heard you get on your soapbox about those guys like you did Kawhi Leonard, who's never cheated the game. People was like he's a quiet version of Michael Jordan. Never cheated the game. Gives it everything. You see it on the court. Yet you didn't say Zion get in shape or retire. You made enough money. Ben Simmons get a therapist or retire. You've made enough money. But you're going to talk crazy about a guy who's never cheated the game. I'm not going to speak on Kyrie because I know like there was political stuff involved and things of that nature. So I'm not going to. I'll give you Kyrie because you know how it was looking. You might have been right about that, but Kawhi, you was wrong about, and everybody told you was wrong about him, and everybody who played with him said, "Bro, he's really bust his behind to try to get back on the court," and you like he need to retire. They need to talk him into retirement. Why didn't Philly need to do that with? Okay. That's the stuff. That's the hypocrisy in sports media that I see too often. And though we don't have a big, huge platform, we need more of this. We really need people to start shutting up or calling these people out and playing their own words back to them.
Absolutely right. It's like every single time it's like, yo, he gonna say something dumb, so cue up the audio. So I never said that. Play it.
Yeah. I forgot. I forgot. It was some politician who said like they had never said something, and the lady on MSNBC was like, "Oh, cue the tape." I forget who it was. It was some Republican on a Democrat thing. He was like, "I've never said that," and she was like, "Cue the tape," and he said it verbatim. She did not. She was not playing around with him. She's like, "Oh, I know you about to deny. I know you about to deny. I got it. I might be young, but I'm ready to give you all this footage." They ready for the footage, dog.
You
Oh
ready
man.
for playback?
Yo. Um, yeah, but shout out to Zion, man. I mean, I'm glad he finally got in shape. If he's really 265, then I don't think he's lost too much weight.
Yeah.
I just assumed that he was still in the 270s. I'm sorry for believing that, Zion. I thought you were still. I didn't know you were 326. My bad. I didn't know. I've been Zion. I ain't want to talk. I've been there too. I'm still there. I'm still there. I get how hard. Well, like I say, he's a pro athlete, but it's hard to lose weight. But you also in your 20s too. So I'm not. I'm damn near 40. Dang, it's crazy to say. I never thought I'd ever say that. You know, you just like because you like living life. You just like you see yourself as an old person, but you don't ever see yourself as an old person. Like you want to be old, but you never think about like what it looks like when you're old.
Yeah.
Like you want to live forever, but you don't. want to live forever. Like you want to live forever how you are at
Yeah,
that time. You don't want to.
that's why folks go back and tell the stories of when they're at their peak because
Yeah, you know that
you
time.
wish you were still at
Yeah,
your peak.
yeah. Polk high.
You said what?
I said, yeah, like Polk high. 4 touchdowns in one game. For some reason, as a running back, he always hit this post. He always hit the quarterback
Yeah,
post.
that shit was
Dude
hilarious
was
when
doing
they
halfback options like crazy, dog.
that shit was so hilarious when that episode when I think they went from the house to then going back to the mall and he was in the pool. 4 touchdowns in one game. Like where? How did that conversation get there?
Yeah. Married with Children, top 3 Caucasian shows of all time. Matter of fact, yeah, man, it might be. It might be. Friends is trash. I never laughed at that. Modern Family, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
Those are the only ones I can think of.
I never watched The Sopranos.
No, I'm talking about sitcoms.
Oh, sitcoms. Okay.
No,
Well,
no, there's a lot of Caucasian shows I love. I love, well, at least predominantly Caucasian shows. So, White Collar, Suits, Justified, just to name a couple, so some of my favorites. But
wait, are those sitcoms?
no, yeah, I said there's a lot of
You were
white
just saying
shows. If we're talking about just TV shows, there's a lot of white shows that I love.
the sitcoms, like you said, Friends.
Friends was
Uh,
Wild Buns.
you said Modern Family.
Seinfeld, Wild Buns.
Um, The Nanny.
The Nanny was good. I like that show. I don't think it was hilarious though. I don't think it was hilarious though.
Step by Step.
I remember watching it and couldn't tell you nothing about the show. I remember watching it every Friday.
Yeah.
Full House as well. I remember watching that every Friday and couldn't tell you 2 things about that show.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Trash.
They tried to do one for Clueless, but it was like that was fucking dumb.
I
Just
don't
keep
remember
it as
that.
a movie.
I don't remember that at all.
But let me yeah, there was All in the Family.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's 70s. But I know about that one. Yeah, All in the Family.
Oh,
Um,
Golden Girls. Golden Girls.
oh,
Golden Girls is hilarious.
travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. Yo, that if that ain't
We got to do the bracket, man. It's my fault. We got to do cartoons, anime, live action, March Madness style. We ain't big. The thing is, we ain't big enough for the vote. I don't think we're gonna get enough votes.
yeah.
Y'all help us out, man. We get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, 1,000 followers on whatever social media platform. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do the greatest theme song bracket. Help us out, man. Help us get there. So last thing I'm gonna discuss, speaking about white people, before we got on this podcast, right before, minutes before, this wasn't even so this is a bonus topic. We have trashed on British food on this podcast many a time. The beans and toast thing still kills us to this day. Shout to Deontay Wilder. Have you seen Russian food or Icelandic food? When I tell you, you know, when like you make something and there's like a lot of fat in it, and then it hardens after it cools.
Yeah.
That's what the hell them people eat.
They eat hard fat.
Bruh. They made ram testicles.
I bet.
Fried ram nuts. Bruh. I've come to the realization that if you came up in a cold winter environment and you have the complexion for the protection, the only thing you've passed down is disgusting food. And I understand now, Caucasian people, I understand why y'all think y'all should rule the world. Or no, let me phrase that. Why y'all went on a conquest to rule the world.
It wasn't. It wasn't to colonize. It was for better nourishment.
Bruh, you needed a better diet. You needed a better diet.
I said, "Mom, I'm getting sick and tired of eating horse snout." It's like you don't finish. You don't finish eating your dog shoulder. Shut the fuck up. It's like, what is dog shoulder? It's like, Mom, my fish keeps looking at me and looking around at the table.
Bruh, no, that's not even exaggeration. They
Wait,
literally would just have raw fish. They had raw fish sandwiches with the bone still in it. Not even a fish fillet.
yeah, you gotta be what do they call it? You have to be skilled at eating fish without the bones. The fuck is that? Yo, what is that? Why the fuck they got gelatin loaf?
Shout to the creator, Additive Reactions. Shout to him for being able to stomach that enough to make and edit videos. Because I know when it comes to editing videos, you may need to watch things multiple times. I couldn't sit through that and watch it multiple times. Like I said, it was Russians he went over, the Icelandic people, Scandinavian people, and British. These people are
You said they're
vile,
vile?
vile. And they had, first of all, the NFL needs to be sued. The NFL needs to be sued by the players because they got them playing in them countries.
Yo, there's a McDonald's in every country.
They have those people playing in those countries, eating that, exposing themselves to that.
Everything don't need to be shared with the world.
Get those boys home. I'm out here sounding like I'm out here sounding like they're going to Vietnam. And there was a black dude from Britain eating some not that nonsense I just showed you. I don't know
Yeah.
what the hell that was. It was a
Yo,
gelatin sausage.
it's
It was a
fucking gelatin
pork
loaf.
gelatin sausage. That's what it was. Anyways,
Pork gelatin.
disgusting behavior.
And had the
This
nerve to
is
put it up to the camera.
yo the and you know like one word that got overused in 2025 was diabolical. That is yo. I'm not saying anything else is diabolical after seeing that. There's nothing else more diabolical. There's nothing else that describes diabolic behavior.
Than putting that gelatin loaf in front of the fucking camera and smiling about that shit. It's like, you about to take a bite?
Bruh, there was a black dude that was eating some nasty British crap. I said, why is he eating that? Duchess goes, that's where he's from. No, he's black. He's black. She goes, so there's no black people in Britain? Clearly there's black people in Britain. He has the accent and everything. I said, no, what I'm saying is his parents did not feed him that. His parents came from somewhere else. He chose that. He chose to eat that.
Yep. He chose that.
And,
He
and
chose to suck
it was
man for
some
$4 bills.
for $4 bills. I'm like, and I was really considering moving to Britain. I don't think I would have made it out alive. If I would have went there, and had to eat that, I wouldn't have made it out alive. Because it would have took all my money to get there. How am I gonna get back? I wouldn't have made it out
Oh,
alive.
Jesus. They would have shipped your body back.
Yeah, because I would have at some point I'd be like, okay, I know I can't swim, but the English Channel doesn't seem that far.
Wait. Wait. You drowned yourself before you ate that food? It's like, find me the
It's
find me
only
the highest bridge.
yeah, it's only 30 miles. I don't know how far the English Channel is, but
Walking to the English Channel like Principal Skinner with the same music playing in the background. Oh shit.
then I'm like, yo, why would you do crime there? Because understand, like, all right, just consider this. What they eat on a regular basis seems like prison food. So our prison food. So imagine what their prison food is like. There should be no crime there.
It's like all they get is a pack of crackers with a side of crackers. And you have to wash that down with a cup of crackers.
Bro, what are you saying? A sleeve of crackers is way better than that nonsense they're eating. Saltines are that.
Yeah, saltines are the worst cracker in the world.
And then these Caucasian people put mayo on everything in America. Somebody put mayo in not peaches, canned pears. And she said it was a Southern delicacy. I've lived in the South half my life.
Southern delicacy?
I've lived in the South over half my life. I've never seen such.
South of Wales?
Nah, she was definitely American.
No, she was just fucking disgusting. That's what that is.
She put mayo and cheese on it. And then took a bite out of it and kept chewing.
Kept chewing. Oh, that's fucking disgusting.
What's the worst thing you ever eaten? Like
Cabbage.
you said cabbage.
Cabbage.
You see, y'all hear this, people? People listen to this. Y'all hear this? He said the worst thing he's eating is cabbage. The worst thing he's eating is cabbage. I enjoy cabbage. I'm not knocking him for not liking cabbage. What I'm saying is, we just saw a concoction far worse than cabbage. Those people would love cabbage, would adore cabbage, would do anything it takes to eat cabbage. And he said that's the worst thing he's ever eaten. You know, because like I'm like, okay, in Russia, like they probably don't, like they probably can't grow a lot of stuff because it's so cold and everything over there. But I'm like, maybe y'all should be able to like. I should have seen something like crazy, like not like not like I mean, not saying that wasn't crazy because it was. What I'm saying is I should be seeing stuff crazy like you eating bear paw or something like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you eating polar bear out there, or something like that. Like something's crazy. That's like, yo, I can't believe they eat something like that. Like the type of animal they're eating. No, they love pork out there because they apparently all they do is raise pigs and they do things. You remember there was like, oh, you know, like black people with chitlins. Never
Yeah.
had chitlins, never will have chitlins.
Nope.
What I'm saying is they said that black people found every way possible to make a good meal out of a pig. And black people who made a way out of no way thought of no way to make what the hell they make.
Hey.
I feel bad for white people now. I've never felt bad for white people before as a unit. But that right there, no way.
With that gelatin diarrhea loaf.
No way. No, that's not good for your health. That's not good for your mental health. Now I know why Putin wants to now I know why Putin is doing what he's doing. He has to start. He has to try to maneuver his way out of Russia. He can't eat pork fat sausages no more. And Zero, it was cold. It was cold. They didn't even heat it up. They can't heat it up because it'll break down. It'll break down into chunks.
I'd
Why?
rather eat a pack of raw hot dogs than eat that shit.
Then I saw a video of like South Korean lunches.
Yeah.
Most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. School lunches, like the school lunches. Most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. I went from that, but I couldn't even enjoy the video because I was still watching. I still couldn't get over watching the man take ram nuts and slice them up and make ram nut nuggets, ram nut nuggets. Like you know, like when they be saying like white people be thinking about the most evil stuff. That's the diet. That's the diet required to think of evil things like this. That's the required diet. See, they're like, oh, you know, like black people. No, we too good. We too full eating good food to be thinking of stuff like this that y'all do.
Oh, that was fucking hilarious.
I guarantee, do the Russian diet for a month. Do the Russian diet for a month. Do a all Russian diet for 3 days and 3 nights, and watch you watch you think of the most heinous acts. Bro, you gonna be I'd rather watch the chapter black tape than eat anything than eat anything that they was making. I said, yeah, these are several countries I'll never visit. I always wanted to visit England. Then I looked at their food. Because you got to try their food, right? You got to go to the place. When you go to their place, you got to try their food. I cannot. I cannot. I never thought about going to Iceland or Russia. So that's easy. That's easy avoidance.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to go to Britain. I always wanted to go to the Great Britain and see the history. Nah. And people's like, oh, well, like they have more curry restaurants. Like it's like a lot of Indian food there. I don't. That's not real. Like it's not. Again, I'm not experiencing England. I'm experiencing India in England. I need to experience England if I'm there, so I can't go there no more because I can't eat beans and toast. I can't eat a bean sandwich. It's against my religion. I'll be sinning. I'll be sinning against the Lord, my Savior, if I eat that. If I eat bangers and mash, I can't do that. They said they had pea gravy, PEA, not urine.
Nah, I know what you mean.
No, I'm not for you. I'm talking for people who might be listening. Like, what is he talking about?
It's like them
Pea
niggas pee in their
gravy,
gravy.
pea gravy.
Man, them niggas pee in their
They
gravy.
had a lard sausage. They got lard sausages in Russia with tapioca in it. I don't know what the heck that was. That's what I'm just saying it was.
No, that's a prison meal right there.
That's one of their things. They even showed Gordon Ramsay eating some Icelandic food. It was like it was apparently blue whale ding dong. He took 2 bites out of that joint and spit it out immediately. The other dude that ate it with him was still chewing it. Dude got a
Yo,
tongue of steel.
what is with you with the still chewing shit?
Anyways, let's wrap this up, man.
All right,
What's your party shot, big dog?
my parting shot is to Robert Saleh. This is like defensive coordinator of the 49ers. Watch your fucking mouth.
What do you say?
he accused, he said because of he said that um, Liam Cohen is good at stealing defensive signs. And what's it called? There and after the game, Liam Cohen had to be pulled away by one of his offensive linemen because he was snapping on Robert Saleh over what he said about the sign stealing thing. Because it's a pretty big accusation to say that
Yeah.
somebody's stealing signs and shit. But it was like he Robert Saleh should be lucky that the Jaguars left points on the board because we could have easily dropped 40.
Yeah.
He should be he should be lucky that the Jaguars left points on the board because they were men on a mission, and what's his name Liam Cohen was not going for that sign stealing shit. But yeah, like Robert Saleh, and it's so funny because he interviewed twice for our head coaching job and didn't get it. So it's like, hey, is this like is this what you were trying to say in order for because you didn't get the job? It's like, all right, take this L.
My parting shot is Black people. You are not allowed to enter the countries of Russia, Iceland, Scandinavia. I know that's a region. I know there's a country named Scandinavia. Where the northern half of Europe,
So no Sweden, no Norway.
none of those. If they don't have olive tint or darker to their complexion, stay away. So I'm saying the Portuguese, the Spaniards, the Italians, the Greeks. That's it. All the other Europeans you got to stay away from. They're trying to poison you. Your stomachs are not built for what they put together, the concoctions that they put together out there. I thought I thought white Americans made horrible food. They take the cake. They literally take cake and make gelatin sausage out of it. They probably don't, but I feel like that's what they do after what I witnessed today.
I was about to say, you said take the cake. It was like it don't look like cake is being taken anywhere out there.
I don't even I've been hearing like Germany, like German chocolate. I don't even trust Germany. Don't even trust them. You know what? I just realized if they don't got a restaurant, if you live in a major city and these specific countries don't have a restaurant here, because nobody eats it, they don't even want to eat it. They move from their country so they don't have to eat
It's like I've had so many dreams of Burger King. Well, all you
it. You
gotta
notice
do
the
is get
only
us.
thing that's come out of Russia is vodka. Nothing, no food. The only thing that's come out of Germany is the chocolate. No food. The only thing that's come out of Britain are the flag colors. No food. And their luxury cars. That's it. Bentleys and Aston Martins are the only thing they make good. And Rolls Royces. Why can't they put that kind of effort in their cuisine? I have no idea. So much attention to detail on a car, but you don't want to put attention to detail on something you're going to put in your body. Don't make no damn sense. Anyways, that's it for us. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please like, subscribe, and comment if you're watching on YouTube, or subscribe to the podcast if you're listening to it in audio form. This has been the Between Brothers podcast. We love y'all. We'll see you next week.